Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Market Recap Live. I am your host, Joseph Martin, and thank God it is Monday. Before we get started, I want to say thank you to everybody that's been showing love on Facebook. They've been sharing the content on their stories, on their pages. They've been commenting. I thought YouTube was going to be the thing for me, but boy, y'all loving me over there on Facebook. So I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in and responding and interacting and engaging with the content. I really appreciate it. So tonight we are taking a look at ticker CCL. You might know them better as Carnival. Carnival Corporation and PLC was founded in 1972 by Ted Arison, with the first office opening in Miami, Florida. Now they are a global cruise company and the world's largest leisure travel company in the consumer discretionary sector. And they are listed in the S&P 500 index. Carnival primary competitors are Royal Caribbean, Norwegian Cruise Line, and Walt Disney. So today we are going to review Carnival's earnings and take a look at their website. But before we do that, let's do our roll call and check our stream poll. So we are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. Let's get this chat going and tell us where you're tuning in from. Put a YT in the chat if you're tuning in from YouTube, and put a FB in the chat if you're tuning in from Facebook. We are building a community over here for people who want to take control of their financial situation by learning how to unlock the wealth building power of the stock market. And we are streaming Monday through Friday following trading sessions at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The U.S. stock market regular trading hours are 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there's a link for the New York Stock Exchange down in the description. Okay, let's get to it. Let's get to these earnings, guys. Carnival, ticker CCL, the 29.93 billion consumer discretionary company, reported its first quarter earnings on Friday, March 27, 2026. CCL is listed in the hotels, resorts, and cruise alliance industry inside the consumer discretionary sector. They have a 52-week high of $34.03, which took place in February this year, and a 52-week low of $15.07, which occurred in April 2025, which is a trading range of $18.96 and closed today at $23.96. Carnival's earnings report beat on the top line and beat on the bottom line as record demand and pricing power drove out performance. They reported revenue of $6.2 billion, which was higher than the market expectations of $6.13 billion. Their EPS were higher than the analyst and market expectations of 18 cents when they reported an adjusted EPS of 20 cents. Carnival reported a GAAP net income of $275 million, which is higher than the $177 million net income they reported the same quarter last year, which is an increase of 55%. So for the first fiscal quarter of 2025, their net profit was approximately 55% lower than it is compared to now, a year later. Carnival's 52-week high of $34.03 took place in February 2026, which we said earlier. And today, the stock reached a daily high of $24.84. Even with the earnings beat, the market seems to be concerned about global fuel costs. You know, the gas prices is crazy right now. So this represents a decline of 29.6% over a span of approximately 1 month. So if an investor put in $1,000 at that 52-week high, they would currently be seeing a loss of $296. The earnings were released Friday before the market closed following a 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time conference call. Management raised their full year guidance and introduced the new Propel long-term framework. Okay. So I want to explain to you guys why we visit company websites before we actually dive into this one. We visit company websites and read descriptions with the goal of quickly finding answers to these 3 questions. What does the company do? What goods and or services do they sell? And how important are the goods and services they provide to their customers? How important is it to their customers? What's the demand like for it? So I have the website and links down in the description for your convenience. Now, Carnival is interesting because it's going to have two websites. You're going to have one that they actually have for the customers, and then they have one specifically for investors. So I do have both of those down in links. Now let's look at Carnival to see what answers we can find to what I talked about. And we're going to browse these 4 specific areas on the websites to answer these. The home page for the goods and or services, the About Us, the company vision and mission statement, careers, the employee benefits and opportunities, and investors relations, the SEC filings, and stock quotes. So let's go ahead and go to their website, because I done already told you that for your convenience, the website information is down in the description. All right, so here we are on their website for their customers. This is what they showing to their, I already said their customers, so they can sell these packages. Now, when I mention these sectors, if you don't know what sectors are, sectors is how they group companies. So think of consumer discretionary sector as stuff that would be considered luxury, like people that were strapped for cash or struggling financially. They shouldn't be taking trips and cruises. So things in the consumer discretionary sector are things like that you don't need. They're usually luxury items, like, for instance, the hotels, the resorts and cruise lines and vacations and stuff like that. So we know they do cruises, okay? They do cruises. So we know what the goods and services are. So we might as well just look at these pictures real quick. And I want to navigate over this website to show you where the company information is. So I see contact us under customer service. Here it is, About Carnival. So let's go there. And I don't have my cursor thing on. So here we go. So you can follow me easier. So let's go to About Us. All right, About Us. If the only cruise you've been on is cruise control, Carnival is calling. How slick is that? The world's most popular cruise line. I did not know that. Now, we're not going to read everything on their website, all right? Because we just going to read a few things. If you want to dive deeper into it, I'm just showing you how to find this stuff on their website. And the links are in the description for your convenience. So they talk about who we are, our common vision, what we do, how we deliver, and how to find us, okay? Then find a cruise. They write back to selling, hey, buy something, buy these tickets and get on this boat. He put it on every page. All right, so you got business ethics. Where's the stuff about employees, safety, security, slavery, statement? That's interesting, but we're not going to go into that right now. Got business ethics. I don't see the employee stuff up here. All right, so let's just go over to I don't see it. Maybe it might be on the investors website. So let me show you how we get over there. We're on the Thinkorswim platform, analyze. I'm gonna put in the ticker symbol CCL. And when we go down here, let me take me off the screen for a moment. This is their investor website right here. So we're gonna click that and bring that over. And you'll have a link for this down in the description, but I went ahead and used this for my convenience. And let's take that ticker back off. Okay. So they have our company information. I'm guessing they won't have the employee information on here. There it is. It say careers right there. So there you go. Career opportunities, career and development pathways, and job variety. Let's quickly browse through that. So I just clicked on career opportunities. Work with us around the world. Around the world, Craig. So Corporate Carnival Corporation and PLC is a global company with a diverse team of over 160,000 team members representing 150 countries. Wow. And these are all the different things. Okay. I don't see anything about the specific. Here they go. Okay, so careers, job variety, career development and pathways. You can drive that ship you want to. Become a captain. They need captains too. All right, so let's go to investors. They got the financial information. We are looking for the stock quote. So let's go to stock performance. Just want to show you where this is on their website. So here's the ticker symbol. They trade on the New York Stock Exchange. This was their closing price today, the $23.97. So here's where they got this. Okay, they got it laid out pretty self-explanatory. So let's look at the stock quotes. Now we're going to look at the Thinkorswim platform to review this. I'm just showing you where to find this through their website. All right, let's see if we can just go back. Okay, and then we go to stock charts. Blow this back up. Come on now, come on, load up. Here we go. All right, so here's their stock charts that they offer. All right. So you know where to find that at. I done showed you. So let's go ahead and go to Thinkorswim. I'm just switching through this stuff, guys. Just give me 1 second because I got a little disclaimer I need to tell you about these charts. All right. Okay. So before we look at the charts, remember, professionals trade from a computer, not a mobile device. Mobile trading apps are limited. Traders lose critical detail and advanced platform features on a mobile screen, okay? So be advised, trading from a phone is usually the least effective way for managing assets. To see every detail, use a full trading platform and watch these streams on a computer or TV. Only use a phone as a last resort. Now let's look at the charts for CCL. Boom. All right, there we go. Put me back on screen, downsize this. We already have them pulled up. So let's go over to the charts. Now, this is a 1 year daily chart that we're looking at. I'm gonna do a quick technical analysis. Use this right here as support. I'm gonna say that's support. I would say the resistance was probably like around here. This is going to be the closest resistance. Okay. But now this is actually resistance because it closed below this support. All right. So this is the quick technical analysis I'm doing. So let's go over it's in a short term. Wait a minute. It's in a short term downtrend. So these lines represent months. So the price been up here 1, 2, 3 months. It dropped all the way down here. So from that high on February 6th, now they're down to the close of today. That 34.03, they've almost lost $10. They have lost more than $10. They've lost more than $10 from that high. And now we're going to get the stock quote for today. So let me zoom in. We're going to mouse over it. Some of my labels are not on the screen. So let me put them back up here. Unblock these, apply. All right. All right. My labels are back. Now I'm going to zoom in and get the stock quote for this stock today. So I'm going to my settings and I'm going to cut on my floating data box, apply, and then we're going to mouse over that candle for today. So let's read the stock quote. So Carnival, ticker symbol CCL, opened at $24.39. They had a high of $24.84 and they had a low of $23.79, and they closed today at $23.96, which was a trading range of $1.05. And when we scroll down and we look at the volume today, they traded 26.7 million shares today of their stock. And if we look over here at the volume percentile, the volume rank percentile, it was 94.8%. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, only 13 days had higher volume than today. So that's significant for this particular stock. Okay. So let's move on. We talked about Carnival. Let's see what else we got going. So the community support. So let's go here. Back to the community. I would love and appreciate it very much if you guys share the stream, hit the like button, subscribe, and if you wish to send a monetary gift to support the content, here is how you do it. Cash App and PayPal links are down in the description as well as the ticker on the screen. All right. And the S&P 500 market, we're going to check on that. So let's look at the S&P 500 index to see what they did today by using the SPY ETF. All right. So let's go back to our charts. Monitor ticker CAM. And right over here in the ticker symbol box, we're going to type in SPY. So the SPY went down some more. It opened higher, but it went down some more. So it's still trading below that range we were looking at. So let me take the floating data box off. That was the wrong one. Hit the settings, floating box off, apply. Okay, so it's still trading below the 9-day simple moving average and the 200-day simple moving average, and it closed lower than the close on Friday, and it had a lower low. So it's trending down right now, guys. The SPY is trending down. So let's look at the stock quote, the ETF quote, because it's an ETF quote today. So let me put my floating data box back. We did our quick technical analysis. So the SPY opened today at $640.11. They had a high of $640.37. They had a low of $629.28, and they closed today at $631.97, which was a trading range of $11.09. And their trading volume was almost 100 million shares of that ETF was traded today, specifically or roughly 99.2 million shares were traded of that ETF today. And when we look at the rank percentile volume, it was 88.5%. So 29 out of the most recent 252 trading days had higher volume than today. Okay. So this ETF in particular gives investors an opportunity to participate in the S&P 500 index performance, because you cannot invest directly in the S&P 500 index. All right. Now let's look at today's winners and losers. But first, we're going to look at the losers so we can end the night on a high note. We don't look at them losers last. We don't do that over here. So let's go to Market Watch and go to quotes. And then when we go to quotes, we go over to the S&P 500 watch list. There we go. And then I already have the market recap pulled up, and we have the loser pulled up already. So the loser for today is ticker SYY. They lost 15.28% today. So the previous close, which was Friday, they closed at $81.80. Today, they closed at $69.30. So because of this 15% loss, and I'm rounding that off, if somebody had invested $1,000 at this $81.80 price of the closing on Friday, they would have lost roughly $152.80 of their $1,000 investment. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like on the calculator. $1,000 times, we're gonna turn this percentage into a decimal, so that will be 0.1528. So $152.80. That's how much they would have lost. So we negate that and add $1,000 back to it, and that would tell us what we would have left out of the investment. So that investor would be left with $847.20. So let's take a deeper look at this company. We select it, we go over to analyze, and immediately we can see the ticker symbol is SYY. And the company is Sysco Corporation, and they are in the consumer staples sector. Now let's look at the company profile. So I'm gonna take me off the screen. So the official name of the company is Sysco Corporation, and here's their website on the screen. And I also have it down in the description for your convenience. So we're going to read a little bit of this description, and then we're going to visit their website. Sysco Corporation, through its subsidiaries, engages in the marketing and distribution of various food and related products to the food service or food away from home industry in the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, France, and internationally. You can read this at your own convenience if you have this platform, et cetera, et cetera. So let's go ahead and go to their website. Give me a second. Let's pull it up. Take this ticker off the screen. Bam, bam, bam. Blow this up. All right. So what are they goods and services? Sysco offers specialty meat. So a little food. They deal with food. I do not like when we on these websites and they get to moving stuff while I'm trying to read it. I'm like, man, what's going on? You ever sat too close to the movie screen at a movie theater and they was talking another language? They had the captions. Man, I couldn't, man. I'm like, man, forget this movie. I can't even keep up with what they got going on. I don't know why that popped in my head, but it did. So anyway, so they deal with food. Sysco is dealing with food, delivering fresh career opportunities every day, our locations, et cetera, et cetera. So let's look for careers in our company. So right here at the top, you can find the careers right here. So let's click that. Feed your ambition. They got almost got the application right there. So they got almost 80,000 colleagues at almost 340 distribution facilities worldwide. Lead the food service industry in sales. Global team. Did they zoom me out? Let me zoom back in. Yeah, they zoom me out. So if you're watching on the phone, it might be hard for you to see it. So they talk about their culture. They support the military, and they got inclusion. Hungry for new opportunities? Join our talent community for fresh updates. A little play on words about that food. So yeah, so we know they're dealing with food. Man, these cookies get on my nerves, man. We're going to these websites. All right, so we've seen the careers, and remember the link is down in the description for your convenience, featured careers. So now you can see the different positions that they have, et cetera, but you can do this on your own time. You can save job. They got a real interactive little, and they want you to apply today. Can I go back? I don't even see none of the links to the company no more. Is it at the bottom? Nope. Let's close this out. Let's see if we can go back. All right, blow this back up. Now we're looking for about us. I see investors. There we go. About. So they got the company profile, our purpose. This is what we're looking for. Mission statement, vision statement, things like that. Our purpose, connecting the world to share food and care. Let's see if they zoomed us out again. Sure enough, did. Yes, they did. All right, they got videos, our ingredients to success, our purpose, connecting the world to share food and care for one another. Our mission, delivering success for our customers through industry-leading people, products, and solutions. Message to our valued customers from the CEO. Demonstrating our purpose, watching more videos on Sysco. So they got all these videos you can check out at your convenience, et cetera, et cetera. The links are down in the description for you. They for you. All right, so let's close this out. And we already looked at career. So the last thing we need to look at for them would be the investors. They zoomed us out again. So we're looking for the stock quote and got more cookies. The food company keep giving us cookies. So stock information, corporate guidance, SEC filings. But right here is where the stock information is. So visit for more stock information. So this stock chart should load up. Taking a minute. Now, I'm not surprised. Like when we go to these stocks, to these company websites, sometimes some of this stuff doesn't even open up. And it blows my mind because I'm like, you have a website, you have this link here and it don't even work. So this is supposed to be the stock chart and nothing is coming up. They do pay dividends and here's their dividend history. And they have analyst coverage, but no stock information on the stock chart. So let's go to Thinkorswim. And they the biggest loser for today. You know what? I noticed that a lot of the losers don't have their stock information. They take their stock. Man, we lost too much. Man, take that down. It's like the days they lose a lot of money. They take their stock information down or something. Because I don't know if it worked before, but I know it ain't working now. But it's a coincidence, huh? You the biggest loser today in the stock market and your stock quote don't work on your website. Little strange. Little strange. All right, let's go to the Thinkorswim platform. And we already got it pulled up, SYY. Let me put the ticker of that back on the screen. We're going to look over at the chart. So we go to charts. And we are ooh, that candle is nasty. Big red. Ooh, look. Ooh, my gosh. I see why they cut their stock off on their website. If you know how to read charts, this is terrible. Let me draw some lines so you can see what I'm talking about. All right. So first of all, how long this wasn't this long ago. So they just had in February a 52-week high of $91.85. Okay. So let me put this in perspective for you. I'm gonna use a few different tools. First, we're gonna use this one. So this one is going to tell us the percentage change in the days it took for this percentage change. So from this high to this low. So today was the low. And what date is this? So let me drag this over. The date for that 52-week high, that took place on February 17th. So when we mouse over this line, they would put the box at the top, but I know how to handle it. So let's get that box where you can see it. We can minimize some of this stuff so we can get some more chart. We can get some more chart action. So when I mouse over this line I drew in this box, it's telling you that in 41 days, this stock lost 25.73%. In a matter of 41 days. So that's less than 2 months. What's that, like a month and a half, a little bit less than a month and a half. It lost 25, almost 26% of its stock value. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. So let's show you some of these supports. So I would say this was probably support and resistance. Yeah, and it just broke all through that. And then the next level of support, looking back on the chart, would be somewhere like around here. Somewhere around there. So it came close to it, but it didn't touch that support. And we're going to do the stock quote. I'm just drawing some of these supports and resistance so you can see why this looks so nasty. Okay, so this is why this looks so bad. It's trading right now. It's trading below the 9-day simple moving average and the 200 simple moving average, right? So the price on Friday, just Friday, it was right here. So on Friday, let me pull up my floating data box. On Friday, this stock closed at $81.80, and today they reached a low of $68.21. And that's that 15%. Well, it's not to the low. It's from the close to the low. But I just want you to see this. It's actually a bigger move. If I show you that tool we just used before, let me show you again. So we're going to remove this tool and we're going to put it up here again. So remove drawing. And I'm going to show you from this high to this low. So today, the percentage changes from Friday's close to today's close. So the close is going to be from here to here. It's not actually from the high to the low. So from the move from the high to the low, it should be higher than 15%. So you see it, it says 7. This floating data box got so much stuff on the screen. It's over 17%. When I mouse over it, you see? So in 2 days, it actually had a move that cost it 17.54%. This stock got demolished. Got demolished. Okay. And it broke through 1, 2, 3 levels of support. So that's what I was looking at. But now that I drew it on the screen, you can see what I'm talking about. So let me remove some of this stuff, zoom in, and get the stock quote for today. All right, so let's remove drawing, zoom in a little bit more. And now we're going to get the stock quote for today. So we're going to put the floating data box back up and we're going to talk about it. So right here, Cisco opened at $74.84 today. They had a high of $75.26. They had a low of $68.21, and they closed today at $69.30, which was a trading range of $7.05. And we go down and we look at the volume. They had trading volume that was 24.6 million shares of that company traded today. And when we look at the volume rank percentile, it's amazingly low. I think something's wrong because I don't think it's calculating that right. Because when I'm looking at the volume, this volume is significantly higher than all this other stuff. I see what the problem is, guys. I see what the problem is. So actually, the rank percentile that we did earlier, they were not correct. I'm sad to say it. It was not correct. So I'm going to show you what's going on. Right up here on the screen where it says Pro Market Open, it's calculating the volume for the previous candle. So the volume percentile we seeing now is this candle. It's not this one. So let me correct this. Pro Market closed. And now we're going to have to put the ticker symbol in again. SYY. See, it pays to know what's going on, because if you don't know what's going on and something happened, you'd be like, oh my gosh, no, I didn't drew it. Where's my drawings? Oh, this EIX, that's why it's not there. So I'll go SYY. There we go. So my drawings are back. Let me pull this back over, and now we can look at what I said. So now when we look at the volume rank percentile, it's a 100%, because I was looking at the volume bars right here. This floating data box off. This is the volume bar. You see how high this is? This gray bar right here, it's towering over all of these volume bars. When you get, look how little they are. So I knew it was wrong. So when we look here, out of the most recent 252 trading days, no days had higher volume than today. That's why you see 100% here. And just to fix what we went over earlier, we looked at the SPY. Did we finish? Yeah, we finished looking at the stock quote for today. I don't want to give you the information that we were supposed to get, and we were looking at the wrong volume. So if we go back to the SPY, the percentile rank volume we were looking at earlier when we looked at them was this candle, not this one. So the rank percentile for, oh, they don't have one for the ETF for the SPY. I'm gonna double check. They do. So they cut the labels off. Man, this thing be playing with me. So the volume rank percentile was 84.9% for today. So 38 days out of the most recent 252 had higher volume than today. And then didn't we cover something earlier? We looked at Carnival. So let's fix that about Carnival. So the rank percentile volume for Carnival was actually 77.8%. I don't even remember what we said earlier, and I'm not going to switch it back to see, but I'm going to point to it. This volume bar is clearly higher than this one. So we can read it by putting the floating data box back on. And then when we mouse over it, it'll change. So floating data box. So if I mouse over it, it says the volume for today was 26.7 million. And yesterday, the volume was 43 million. Okay. So over here, I actually have that on the label. So let me take me off the screen so I can show you what I'm talking about. So if we look over here, I have the previous day's volume here, and then today's volume here. It's actually drew out right for you and on the label. And then it shows you what the average volume is for this in particular stock, what the high was, and what the low was out of the range that we're looking at. So that's how you read that volume label thing over there. Okay, let me put me back up on the screen. And now we can move on to our winner. Let's talk about some winners, man. I'm tired of talking about these losers. Let's go over here, these winners. So we click percentage change. And the winner for today is Ticker Now. ServiceNow Incorporated looks like the name of the company. On Friday, they had a close of $99.41. And today they closed at $104.97, which was a gain of 5.59%. So if someone invested $1,000, they would have received the ROI so far, unrealized gain if they didn't sell it, of $55.90. All right. So we did that. Now we select it. And we're going to go to analyze. So the ticker is NOW. They are in the information technology sector. And the official name of the company, let me take me off, is ServiceNow Incorporated. And here's their website on the screen. And it's also down in the description for your convenience. Now let's read a little bit of this description. ServiceNow Incorporated provides cloud-based solution for digital workflows in the North America, Europe, the Middle East, and Africa, Asia Pacific, and internationally. Okay, so let's go to their website and check them out. Here we go with some of these cookies. Just, okay, whatever, man. Whatever with the cookie thing. Am I zoomed out? I am. So now we on that 150. Take Schwab off the screen. It's a little annoying. We don't need that right now. All right. Come and put AI to work for you at Knowledge 2026. So we see their products. So we can check products to look for their goods and services if we don't see it on the home page. So we see the world works with ServiceNow. So this is some of their clients or customers. Data and AI workflows and security. I like the color. Like their website is very colorful. But if you gonna get motion sickness, all that movement. Okay, one AI platform, any industry. So they have all these different industries and companies that they can serve. Pretty much everybody's using AI. I can't think of a company that wouldn't need it, especially even if you're managing your books, your finances, or transactions or whatever. It's some type of way you can incorporate it into your business. All right, so the company information, I see that right now. So it's down and careers. They both in the same section. I just want to glance at the top and see if anything's up there. I see support and learning, industries, products, partners, companies. So here's the company information at the top. Yep, careers, investors, discover how the world works with ServiceNow. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the bottom. So about. Come on now, come on. ServiceNow gets AI working for people. Companies of every size and in every industry replace chaos with simplicity on our AI platform. Remember, the link is down in the description for your convenience if you would like to read over all of these things. We're just browsing. I'm just trying to get a general idea about this. And we're looking at the company situation right now. What's their vision? What's their mission? Our commitments and our resources. That's how we work. So let's go to our commitments. Oh, it's down here at the bottom. Access, values, global impact. Okay, now let's go to careers. We didn't look at careers yet. Company, careers. Look at that. Apply today. Dream chasing, future shaping types. They zoomed us out. Boy, you got to watch them, boy. Can y'all see that now? I hope so. They be zooming us out quick. Every time I wonder if it's a way I'm going to check to see if I can lock this, because I'm tired of zooming me out. Why join ServiceNow? We put people first. Our people impact. Eldris Elba. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Be a part of the purpose. See job. I want to see if we can find the positions. So, yep, they got the positions right here. You can use a filter and all that other good stuff. I'm looking for like They don't mention anything about the benefits on their website, I don't think. They're just talking about how they treat the employees and what they expect and inclusion and things like that, I believe. Here's some awards and things like that. Okay. So we did ... We need to go to the investors information. So we go to company investors. All right. And then we're going to get to the charts. We almost done. We moving at a nice pace tonight. Investors relations. Now, like they telling they stock business. I bet you they was the winner today. They ain't take theirs down. So they trade on the New York Stock Exchange. The ticker symbol is NOW. NOW. That's the closing price, the percentage change we talked about, and their volume. Let's see if that volume match. No. We just remember that. So 18.6 million. Let's just make a mental note of that. 18.6 million on the volume. See if we can find the stock quote. See more. There we go. See more. Stock quote. So here's the stock quote information. This is some of the stuff that we just read off of the candle when I mouse over it with the data box. Here's the charts that they offer, historical price lookup, investment calculator. So those are the tools that they provide for you on their website. So let's go ahead and go to the Thinkorswim platform, and we already have them pulled up on the charts. Ooh, they've been in a serious downtrend, guys. So even though they're the winner today, they have been in a nice downtrend. And it's just been it was getting more aggressive and more aggressive. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Those are price levels. Oh, let's try this one. This floating data box, I cannot see good. So let me cut this off. So it was, let's do price levels. I think I see the price levels here. So this is going to be zones. So if you've been following me with these late night lives, this is going to be like a zone. It's not a clear cut support. So in between those two lines I just put, let me just go ahead and grab the box. It would be this box, this rectangle shaded area. That's going to be your support and resistance zone. So you can see you have some wicks in there. You have some bodies in there of the candle. And it was using it as support for a moment. So it was trending sideways here. And then it was testing it here. And then this was the last time it fell. And then it just been in a downtrend since. So let me draw the downtrend line. That wouldn't be the candle I would use, but I already did it. So no, I'm not going to do that. If that's not going to be the candle I'm going to use, then I'm not going to do it. So let's get out of that. Okay, I would start from here. I would use this candle myself and then come here with it. So this would be my support and resistance. And see how it was using it and wrapping around it and all of that. So it tested it here. It didn't make it above it. And then you have some support and resistance here with this window that gap down. And it tested that zone again. You can see where it came into that window to try to fill it. And then it started resuming the downtrend again. But it's kind of trending sideways. So if I put a support here, this is where we are. Let me put the circle. This is where we are now. This area right here, of course. This is where we are. So it tested this support once, twice, came all the way up in that range and came back down to it. And now the closing price is up here near the body of that green candle. And it might be really small for you on the phone, or if you're looking at a phone, which I told you last resort. Last resort, because I know this stuff is hard to see on a phone, but I'm going to do my best to zoom this in for you. So this is where we are now. And I can take this off. So this is where it closed at today. So let's pull our floating data box up and talk about it. And this was the 52-week low over here at $98. So today, now open at $100.06. They had a high of $105.99. They had a low of $99.50, and they closed today at $104.97, which was a trading range of $6.49. Now, when we look at the volume, it was 18.6. Remember I told you to remember that? So the volume, the trading volume, they traded 18.6 million shares of their stock today, and the volume was 88.9% for the volume rank percentile. So 28 days out of the most recent 252 trading days had higher volume than today, which is significant for this in particular stock because their average volume is only 10 million shares. Okay. All right, so I think we had a good show tonight, man. We moved pretty good. We did our little technical, visited the website. I like this. I like this pace right here. Let's go to the home. Tell y'all to go home. All right, let me go to prompter. Okay. We did all that. You already know. I hope that you learned something and I hope that you earned something. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. If you haven't done so already, make sure you check out the whole life insurance link I have down in the description. And let me tell you about that. I am currently editing the part 5 right now. Hopefully I can have this done tonight. I got a few other things I need to work on, but I've been going hard all day, but I plan on getting that video edited and released in the next day or so. So make sure you tune in weekdays following the market trading session at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care and God bless.